YouTube, how's it going?
We are back with another video. In today's video, we are going to be discussing our 2-month review.
I went boom, just blank. I was like, I mean, just blank. Yeah, we've been at this 2 months now, and we'd like to kind of go over with you guys what we've learned, what we've kind of figured out about expediting, what we wish we had known when we started.
As you all know, we moved out of our house and Jason quit his job that he had been working for a long time to start expediting. The reason why we decided to start expediting was because the kids had moved out of the house and we were just pretty much home every night by ourselves, and we were pretty comfortable because Jason was making pretty good money, and you know, our schedule was set, and Jason had been researching expediting for a while, and so we just got a wild hair and decided to do it.
But at the same time, I was tired of the same old ball and chain, the 9 to 5 job, which I would have to get up and go in anywhere from 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. and get off anywhere from 3 p.m. till 8 p.m. You know, so I was working a lot of hours, and it wasn't just a 40-hour week. It was a lot of times I would get in, you know, an average week was 65, 70 hours. Sometimes I'd put in as many as 80 hours in a 6-day week, and it wasn't giving me no time at home, no time with Carrie, and you know, that's something neither one of us liked, and we wanted to be together more. And I had, you know, as being on the road, you know, you see these vans pass and you kind of wonder what they are. Well, you start researching, and then, you know, there's all kinds of information on Facebook, YouTube, and everywhere else about it. And I'd been researching and kind of wanting to do it for a long time, and I've always wanted to drive over the road, like all over the country. And I was driving regionally, and you know, that was okay. And like Carrie said, you know, I was making pretty decent money, but it was just, you know, it's time for a change. I guess that was the best way to put it.
Definitely.
And you know, we wanted to be, our kids are grown, and you know, we just wanted to be together
and to have more freedom and be together, basically. So our first week expediting.
So I took my orientation in Toledo, and then as I was leaving Bolt Express, dispatch called, and offered me a load going to Laredo. Of course, me, you know, just green as goose grass. I'm like, yeah, sure, that's, you know, 1,700 miles, 1,400, whatever it is, from Toledo.
And he called me. He's like, "Get ready, because we're going to Texas." And which I was in the process of packing up all of our house, giving the kids like basically everything we had except for what we put in storage. So I got everything together, and he picked me up, and we headed to Laredo.
So we got down there, we got unloaded, and you know, I thought, well, you know, and actually I even went off the board because I thought, well, I've got to get some sleep. I don't want to, you know, get another load out of here today. So Troy, I went off, and Troy, the van owner, he was like, called me, and he was like, just go ahead and stay on the board. He said, you don't have to worry about getting a load out of there today. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then, you know, one thing led to another, and we was kind of reading, talking to some people, you know, the way Laredo is down there at the Flying J.
And also, let me interrupt real quick. Also, like when we first got there, it was no big deal. Like, we were just looking around, we're like clueless. And then, like, after about 2 days, we start looking around. We're like, oh my God, there's so many vans here. Like, why is there so many vans here?
Talking about a long look out the window.
Yeah,
you know,
a long stare out the window. We were like, oh my God, this is like the Expediter graveyard. What is going on? What have we done? And actually, when we first went to Laredo, I didn't realize that we had to pick a load up and go back. I thought we just dropped off the load at the destination and just headed wherever next. He was like, no, we can't leave here until we get a load. And I was like, oh, well, that makes sense.
So, anyway, we camped out in Laredo for 7.5 days.
Spent a ton of money.
Yeah,
we were like eating all the good food in Laredo.
I'd had 2 weeks vacation saved up, so I was still getting paid for my other job, you know, after I started this job.
And we'd brought some more money into it, some savings, and we were just like, So clueless.
We just living large. So
Yeah.
anyway, on about the 7th day, you know, I'd been talking to Troy in the meantime, and on the 7th day that morning, he messaged me and he said, you know, if you want to deadhead out of there, it's up to you. He said, I wouldn't, you know, be opposed to it. And I was like, well, where do I need to deadhead to? I thought, you know, San Antonio or Austin or you know, Dallas.
Like 10 minutes up the
And
road.
he said, well, you know, if you're going to do it, I would at least go to Nashville. I was like, Nashville?
What?
Anyway, you know, and I GPS'd it, and I was like, holy smokes, that's almost 1,000 miles. But anyway, I thought, you know, pocket full of money, let's go. So we head up the road. We deadhead to Nashville, and then I'm on blood pressure medicine. I have to see the doctor once a month, and so it was falling on the time where I needed my blood pressure medicine. So basically, we went ahead and deadheaded all the way back to Lexington, Kentucky, from Laredo. So you know, no big deal. I seen the doctor, and you know, we was back out and ready to go. They had us moving pretty quick after the doctor's appointment.
So our first month expediting.
Well, I guess
Overall, how was our first month expediting?
well, it was definitely a learning experience. I wouldn't say, you know, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the, you know, greatest thing in the world, 1 being pure hell, you know, it would be somewhere in the middle. You know, it was a learning experience, and you know.
Right. So the very first week that we expedited, we only had that very first load. So when we got our paycheck, it was $200. So we were just like, oh my God, we put this good job, and now we're going to make $200 a week. We're going to have to drive all the way across the country just to get the $200. What have we done? We've made a huge mistake. What are all these people talking about? Why does everybody glamorize it? It's horrible.
So now, you know, we've kind of got a grasp of the whole situation, how it works, you know, the good, the bad, the ugly of it. Not all of it. I mean, I know just 2 months in, I've still got a lot to learn.
Right.
And, but we figured out it's pretty much location. You got to find a good, you got to end up at a good spot every time. If not, you got to deadhead to a good spot. And I'm real quick to pull the trigger. If I have to take a load to a bad spot, I want out of there. I'm not going to sit around for 2 or 3 days and wait there. I will spend the money to get us to a good spot, and because wasted time, if these wheels ain't rolling, if we don't have a load in the back, we're not making no money, and that's what we're out here to do. And
but at the same time, there's a fine line between that. You have to make sure that it's actually lucrative for you, and that you're not, with gas being so cheap right now. And 2, you have to take into consideration the wear and tear on the van. You know, you don't want to just rip and run and you know, just be too hot-headed.
In between being patient and being, I guess, not wanting to go, you know.
Yeah, and just, you know, after sitting for so long, it's time to make a decision.
Right.
So we've got that down. So do we like expediting? I like expediting. I mean, we still have a lot to learn, but overall, I like expediting because I like being with Jason all the time. So. And
I agree. I like it for the same. I like it for the same reason. I like to be with you. I enjoy seeing the country.
And that gives us the, you know, wanting to be together is, you know, what makes us want to learn more about expediting. If it wasn't for us wanting to be together, we probably both would not want to do this. But that is our common interest in this. We get to be together, so therefore we want to know everything there is to know about expediting.
And in the first 2 years we were together, we actually owned our own business, and we was together every day. We worked together then too, so we know what it's like to be together 24/7, 365, and I love it. I wouldn't, you know, I when I had to take the other job, I hated it. I literally hated it.
It was also an adjustment too when we first started back being together all the time, because we were used to not being together. We had gotten used to that, and we never thought we would get used to it, and then we finally got used to it, and then here we were back together all the time. And so that, you know, we were fighting a little bit, but you know,
not fighting, really arguing.
Yeah, because of the, you know, I think it was because of the stress with the money and everything, and not really knowing what to do. And we did that when we first started our job before that we were really successful at. I mean, it's just, you know, it's just me and him, so we have to figure it out, and sometimes we just don't know how to communicate that well when it comes to stuff like this. So anyhow, this job compared to our old job, I really love this job compared to the old job. The money was better in the old job. However, we get to wake up every morning, be together, eat all of our meals together, shower at the same time, not necessarily in the same shower all the time, but just, everything we do is at the same time. So what do you think?
Right, I agree.
This job compared to the old job?
Well, the main thing is us getting to be together, and the old job, there was just no time for anything else. It was work, come home, eat, and go to sleep, and that's not good on a marriage. If I was going to do that, I might as well had drove, over the road, because it was basically the same. All we was doing is pretty much eating and sleeping together, and it just it wasn't enough.
And
for
on
me.
Saturdays, we tried to do everything we could and get in, try to do all the stuff we wanted to do, projects and whatnot together. And then on Sunday, it was kind of like wrap it all up because it's time to go back to work.
Right.
So what we wish we would have known when we first started Expediting, the thing that I wish that we would have known and been fully aware of is the COM data cards.
Definitely.
We were just so green. We had no clue how that worked. And we just figured that was a service offered to us and that was going to be beneficial to us. However, ended up not being beneficial to us. So now we have absolutely stopped using the COM data card, and we do have it there for emergencies. So what do you think about that?
We didn't know about all the fees and how expensive the fees were. We thought that gas was put on there basically at no charge, and or the money was put on there basically at no charge, and we could use it or not. We could either draw it off as cash as part of our paycheck or use it for gas. And we was using it all the time because we thought, well, why not? It's not costing us nothing.
It's just gas.
Well,
Let's deadhead.
it.
Right. So when we started getting our paychecks, we were like, what in the heck? Where's all this money we made?
It's crazy.
So it was all COM data charges. So that is something that we've stopped doing. Something else I wish we would have known when we first started was where to go and where not to go.
Right, yeah. And Troy did, he gave us a map and kind of had circles drawn on it, like, here's where you want to be at. But, if that was the only place we ever went, we may get 3 loads a week. Sometimes you got to step on the other side of the fence just a little bit and take some risks, take some chances, and keep your fingers crossed.
Right. Also, what about stamina and not sleeping? Driving all night.
I've drove, like I said, I've drove 80 hours a week. I'd work, and I don't have that big of a problem. I can go for about 22 hours without any sleep and driving the whole 22 hours, and then I get pretty sleepy. I'm not really sleepy. I get kind of stupid, out there.
And I try to sit up with them the majority of the time, but after probably about 18 hours, I am like, I have to go to sleep.
Yeah.
But he likes for me to sit up here with him while he's driving. I try to do that the majority of the time. Also, our refrigerator is working out wonderful. We are so glad we got it.
And just a little update, we had some fellow expediters asked us about the electric. We run it on a 1500 watt inverter and just a battery, and it's running right now, and the van's not running or anything. I do charge the battery as anytime I'm driving. I charge the battery, and it's running fine.
Yeah. And also, we wanted to give you guys an update on those seat cushions now that it's actually been a little bit of time that we can give you an honest opinion. The seat cushions are okay. I like it all right. Jason, however, is taking his seat cushion off. You can go ahead and tell him your part about it.
I don't like it. It's a waste of money. And for one thing, it doesn't really, it's not that much of a cushion. And, I know it's just, 2 inch and a half, 2 inches thick, but it's like it sets me up too high or something. I don't like it.
So they're actually sitting on top of our refrigerator right now. So
and we'll wind up throwing them in the trash, or we're giving them to somebody.
So as far as Expediting goes, we give it a
thumbs up. I enjoy it.
We also want to let all the people that contact us all the time, like that are wanting to start Expediting, we want to give them a fair opinion. We do not think Expediting is for everybody. Expediting is hard. Expediting is not going to pay you a ton of money when you first start. There's a whole lot to learn. There's a whole lot more to it than just being gone from home and driving.
Right.
Also, I do not think that people that have small children should expedite unless you have someone at home that you can count on 100% to take care of your kids, and you don't mind being gone from your wife or kids.
Some people, some families, that works that great. You know,
Right,
all these truckers out here, you know, they're gone all the time.
Right,
A lot of
and
them
they have some,
wives, and a lot of them's been married for 30 years and has done this for 30 years. You know, some people it's for. It wouldn't be for me.
some people it's for and some people it's not.
Right.
And as long as you have a reliable person at home to hold the fort down that you can count on, I think, and if you're interested in this, why not give it a shot?
Right.
But you know, expediting is not for everybody. For us, our kids had just moved out. We were home by ourselves every single day and night,
Empty nest.
all weekend long. So we decided, why not try it? You know, we obviously went from a comfortable life to having to hustle and worry and rip and run every day. But that's okay, because that's who we are and we enjoy this.
We do good with that.
Yeah, you know, it gives us something to strive for, something to live for, something to work on each and every day, and we do better in a situation like that, because just getting so comfortable and sitting home every day is so boring to me. I like to be I like to be on the go all the
We're
time.
hustlers. We are. I mean,
We like to do and do and do and do. We're extra.
and we're risk takers, and we're
Not gamblers,
no,
but risk takers.
And I mean, we will do something at the drop of a hat. Literally. I mean, one time we was in Texas working, and we decided we was gonna go home for Thanksgiving, and we was literally on an airplane within 4 hours.
And this was about 9 p.m. at night.
Right.
So that I decided this. And then he's like, okay. So I can pretty much talk him into anything, which I love. So, guys, there is our 2-month review. Of course, we will do a 3-month review and let you guys know how it's going and if it's still going good and what we've learned and all that. Also, we've got a few more videos coming out, so be on the lookout for that. And we will see you guys on the next one. See ya.
Like, subscribe, and comment down below.
And thanks to everybody who's subscribed and comments and supports our channel. We really, really appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Bye.